veiled in secrecy, evaporating like phantoms after every robbery, conducting heists of military accuracy worldwide. This formidable unlawful enterprise lurks in the shadows of the so-called honourable world, hidden by ordinary fronts like pavement work and contracting. They are the Rathkeale Rovers, an infamous band of Irish traveller racketeers from the diminutive town of Rathkeale, who rose to become the world's most prolific museum thieves. Once they set their sights on seizing a rare historic treasure, they will halt at nothing to grasp their prize. Our winding journey into the clandestine world of this remarkable crime organisation initiates on the emerald fields of Ireland. The Rathkeale Rovers belong to a distinct ethnic group classified as Irish travellers. Travellers, also termed pavees, uphold a semi-nomadic way of life on the margins of mainstream Irish society. Though travellers have inhabited Ireland for centuries, clinging to old customs of crafts and trade, they have also confronted ongoing prejudice and segregation from the settled populace. Economically disadvantaged and with scarce opportunities, some travellers in Rathkeale rotated to ingenious criminal enterprises to advance. And so the Rovers posse was conceived. Our story opens in the 1980s in the small pastoral town of Rathkeale. Here, one traveller clan of extended families uncovered a lucrative criminal niche, obtaining rhinoceros horns and trafficking them to China. Nicknamed the Rathkeale Rovers, they dispatched raiding contingents across Ireland to pillage rhino horns from museum exhibits and hunting trophies. The horns were smuggled to China, where myths about their medicinal properties stimulated surging demand. Profits from this illicit horn trade skyrocketed into the millions. Inundated with buckets of cash from their early criminal successes, Rathkeale was transformed. The traveller community substituted modest caravans with opulent, newly erected mansions. Luxury sports cars now lined newly paved streets. Their horn robbery spree inevitably attracted some attention from Irish authorities. But the prospect of boundless profits addicted the Rathkeale posse. They had now fixed their sights on larger game beyond Ireland's borders. As the Founding Fathers honed tactics of strategic theft and global fencing of contraband, they mentored younger members in the cunning family customs. An ambitious criminal empire was thriving in quiet Rathkeale. The 1995 arrest and 7-year incarceration of Richard Kerry O'Brien, patriarch of the prominent O'Brien clan, formed a temporary void. Enter Richard "Chris" O'Brien. In the 2000s, Chris assumed the reins, taking over leadership of the newly christened Rathkeale Rovers posse. What followed would be a spectacular ascent into criminal notoriety. Under Chris's crafty direction, the Rovers shifted to a pricier target, rare rhodium, a precious metal rarer than gold. The posse now sourced stolen rhodium from Russian suppliers, producing tens of millions in windfall profits. The Rovers were pondering bigger. Europe's spectacular castles, museums and auction houses beckoned, brimming with artifacts of untold historic and monetary value, ready for pillage by ambitious thieves. The Rathkeale Rovers utilised Chris's connections across Europe's criminal underworld to launch a decade-long museum raiding rampage, unparalleled in sheer magnitude and ingenuity. Their story was about to embrace a swaggering, cinematic flavour. Equipped with inside intelligence assembled by embedded scouts, the Rathkeale Rovers conducted intricately strategized cat burglary heists to infiltrate elite European institutions sheltering treasures worth hundreds of millions. Back in quiet hometown Rathkeale, few were aware of the Rovers' gallivanting high-stakes exploits across Europe, performed with brazen confidence and skill. Lips were sealed in tight-knit Rathkeale, an inconspicuous hideout far from their extraordinary crimes. To pull off these flawless museum thefts, the Rathkeale Rovers fused impeccable timing, iron discipline, military-grade logistics, and meticulous planning worthy of elite special forces. Their sophisticated methods exhibit a criminal genius refined over decades. The posse operated like a well-oiled machine with specialized roles. Inside men scouted target museums as undercover employees, assembling intel on routines, floor plans, and security gaps. Planners analysed this insider knowledge to choreograph every contour of the operations. Separate teams played specialised roles from surveillance to distraction to the actual seizure itself. The raids demonstrated mastery of tradecraft. Raiding parties dressed like businessmen to avoid suspicion, sweeping in quickly then dissipating without a trace. Communications were encrypted, documents incinerated afterwards. Heists like the 2009 theft of a priceless first edition Galileo book portrayed their expertise. Every detail planned, every guard rotation documented, every scenario predicted. They snatched treasures worth over $30 million from institutions across 6 countries with minimal clues. Like the Cheshire Cat, the Rovers left baffled authorities with an uncanny vanishing act and little else. Even museum curators struggled to discern replaced artifacts. The Rathkeale Rovers always stayed strides ahead. Of course, converting plundered masterpieces into stacks of cash necessitated a web of shadowy figures eager to discreetly procure prized black market contraband, no questions asked. Here too the Rovers excelled. They evolved into intermediaries between thieves and private collectors who craved rare historic treasures to covertly exhibit in luxury homes as trophies. This underground economy enabled the Rovers' rampant pillaging. Each flawlessly orchestrated museum or auction house heist emboldened the Rathkeale posse to expand their sights. Every unsolved mystery further confused police agencies across Europe. The Rovers were ascending into elite transnational operators. But the Rathkeale Rovers enjoyed a unique advantage over other multinational crime groups. Their Irish traveller ethnicity provided ideal hideouts and mobility embedded within insular communities scattered across England, Ireland and America. Like ghosts, the Rathkeale Rovers evaporated seamlessly after every brazen theft, retreating to Rathkeale mansions bought with stolen riches or assimilating into the many traveller caravan sites and yards where residents shunned interference from authorities. Outsiders found it near impossible to infiltrate these closed traveller communities whose members protected their own against prying eyes. The Rovers had designed the perfect structure to facilitate headline-grabbing crimes without accountability. However, the bigger they became, the more heat pursued. After a 2014 museum break-in in England, the tightening dragnet finally ensnared several prominent Rovers. Richard "Chris" O'Brien himself was identified on camera, pulling off a daring theft of ancient artifacts. Authorities hoped arrested Rovers might turn informant, but the traveller code of silence held firm. Chris tried escaping to America, but was nabbed. Finally facing serious charges, the Rovers' charmed life of impunity seemed threatened. But who exactly are the travellers who formed the backbone of this criminal juggernaut? To comprehend the emergence of the formidable Rathkeale Rovers, one must first understand the unique history and culture of Irish travellers. Travellers, also called pavees, maintain a semi-nomadic lifestyle on the fringes of mainstream Irish society. Though travellers have inhabited Ireland for centuries, keeping to traditional crafts and trades, they have also endured long-standing prejudice from the settled population. Travellers faced discrimination in employment, schooling, healthcare and housing, leaving many communities in endemic poverty with limited options. Some turned to petty crime and scamming to survive, further fueling their stigmatization. But the culture also cultivated a tight-knit communal loyalty and deep wariness of outsiders. They became insular groups bound by strict cultural customs. Marrying young travellers had large extended families and strong family authority figures. Their transient lifestyle also bred resourcefulness and enterprise. Some travellers entered trades like tarmacking, construction and repair work, which brought them into contact with settled society. The Rathkeale Rovers gang emerged from within this distinct traveller ethnic identity, bound by fierce communal ties, nomadic flexibility, and fiercely guarded secrecy from authorities. Their cultural descent afforded them a powerful criminal edge over other groups. The Rathkeale gang is more dormant after recent arrests, but far from extinguished. Experts believe over 150 core rovers helped execute their stunning string of art thefts worth around $100 million. Many veterans remain free with enough plunder to lay low for years. Despite scarce media coverage of their extraordinary criminal saga, the Rathkeale Rovers are now etched into the secret annals of history's most crafty crime cadres through sheer ingenuity. The enduring mystique of their elusive global syndicate cemented their legend. If museum security ever drops its guard again, the Rathkeale Rovers may yet rise to initiate fresh conquests of priceless artworks left vulnerable to their seasoned skills. The story of the Rovers serves as a critical reminder that the past was the worst.
Oh, hello there, dear viewer. Still here, are we? Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this journey through the absurdities of history. If you're looking for more content like this, here's what the YouTube gods think you will want next. If you wish to support the channel further, feel free to check the description below for some useful links, and bye for now.